Next up, we have contestant number 11, Lee Qing. Thinking outside of the box. Thinking outside of the box, Lee Qing.
Imagine you had a problem and someone just kept telling you there was only one solution. Maybe it was on a test, a project, or even a big decision about your future. You kept thinking about it, going over the same ideas again and again, but nothing seemed to work. We've all been there, but what if I told you that feeling wasn't actually true? A lot of the time, we don't realize how limited our thinking has become. We stick to routines, we follow instructions, we do things the way they've always been done, not because it's the best way, but because it feels the safest. This is what people mean when they talk about the box. The box isn't something that you can see or touch. It's made up of habits, expectations, and fear. In school, we're taught to look for one right answer. So if you think differently, it can feel uncomfortable. Sometimes it even feels wrong. I remember one time in school when I was doing a group project with my friend. They planned on doing a slide with simple text. It was easy, fast, and familiar. But I just felt it was dull and predictable, like everyone was doing that. So I suggested, why not we do something like a talk show where each of us acted like an expert answering questions. At first, it sounded strange, weird, and uncomfortable, but we still decided to give it a try. On the day of the presentation, my entire class was engaged, listening, and paying attention like I never would have expected. The teacher even praised us for how creative we were. That is the moment when I realized that sometimes thinking outside of the box was the best way to get the most engaging results. A lot of the time, people stay inside of this box, not because they have no ideas, but because they are afraid of standing out, afraid of being wrong, afraid of being judged. But every idea that changed something probably sounded strange at first. If everyone chose to stay comfortable, nothing would ever improve. Growth doesn't happen when you choose what's safest. It happens when you dare to think beyond what you already know. In the end, the most important thing is to realize that there isn't only one way to act, think, or solve a problem. Life opens up when you realize that thinking outside the box leads to amazing solutions. So, the next time someone tells you there's only one solution, pause and think about it. Look at the problem from a different angle, because sometimes the best solutions aren't found by thinking the same. They're found by thinking differently. Thank you.